when you are converting radian into degrees, you have to multiply by 180 degrees over pi all the time. When you're converting from degrees to radian, guess what you have to multiply? You have to multiply by pi over 180. Remember, let's say we're converting units from 2 feet into inches. What do we have to multiply by? We need to get rid of the foot. This is what you do in chemistry when you convert the units. In 1 foot, how many inches are there? 12. Right? Isn't this what we do to convert feet into inches? So you can get rid of the foot or feet and convert into inches. If you have a radian, converting to degrees, you have to put the radian, which is pi, in denominator and multiply by 180 degrees to convert into degrees. When you're converting to radians, you have to have radians on top, degrees in denominator. This equals to what, guys? 1. You see this equals to same thing, so they are 1. You're not changing the value of degrees or radian. You're just changing the form of it by converting the units. Okay, let's try an example question. Next page, it says, from degree measure, write in the radian exact value, meaning using the fraction. And you can plug into the calculator and get the approximate value. So we start off of what? 72 degrees. And what are we converting into? Radian, right? So I have to put the radian on top. That's what it will stay. So radian is in pi. And what is radian 1 pi equal to? 180 degrees. And this way you can get rid of the degrees. So what is 72 divided by 180? Pi, leave it as pi. So just plug into the calculator. It's 72 divided by 180. It's 0.4. If you hit math, enter, that's 2/5 when you simplify. So it is 2/5. You can put pi on top or next to it. That's 72 degrees in radian. What is the approximation of that? Just plug into the calculator. 2/5 times what? Pi, and that's about 1.257 radians. 1.257 radians. So what does that mean? When you look at the circle, 72 degrees is what? How many radius? 1.257 of this length, radius. Let's do one more. 143, yes. 2/5. That's 72 divided by 180. I simplified it. Yes. Did I put this? 2/5 times pi. I get 1 point. Did you multiply by pi? Or you can do 2 pi divided by 5. You can also do that. Pi times 2 divided by 5. Did you get that? So now, what about 143? 143 degrees times what? Degree, you have to get rid of it, so you put 180 in denominator and pi on top. So this one, can you simplify 143 divided by 180? Math, enter. No, can't simplify it. Then what do? Just leave it as it is. It's 143 over 180. Again, you can put pi next to it or on the numerator. And what is that? When you put pi in, it must be, so I can do just that times pi. It's 2.496. 2.496. 2.496 if you round it to the third decimal. So that means what? When you have a circle and 143 about here, right? 143, that's one radius, another radian, and just a little more, or halfway more. So it's 2.5, actually like this. 1, 2, and 2.5. Okay, so you're going to finish 3 for homework. Let's do the other one. Now we are converting from radians to degrees. And some of these, as you use them more often, you have to just memorize it. Guess what pi over 4 will be? What's pi? Semicircle, pi in degrees measure. Wasn't pi semicircle? 180. What's half of 180? 90. What's quarter of 180? It should be 45. But let's go ahead and use the formula. So it was pi over 4 times. Now, what are we converting it into? We're trying to convert it into degrees. So what do you put on top? You put the degree on top, meaning you put 180 on top and put pi in denominator. So pi cancels out. What's 180 divided by 4? That is 45 degrees, and it will be the same approximation, right? There's nothing that you can do. It's same 45 degrees. What about 1.8? It's not in pi. Usually they're going to give you the radian in terms of pi, but even it's without a pi, you do the same thing. So it's 1.8 radian times, what's radian in denominator? Pi, and we're converting to degrees, so I put 180 on top. So it's either 180 degrees over pi that you multiply, or you multiply pi over 180. It's one or the other. So what do you get? This one I have to plug into the calculator. So it's 1.8 times 180 divided by pi. I get 103.132. 103.132 degrees. 103.132 degrees. So what does that mean? On a circle, 1.8. This is 1, right, radius. So 1, 2, little less than 2. So somewhere here, that must be what? 103.132 degrees. Okay? So your homework tonight is to just finish this page. Draw your work, circle your final answers.